For NOLA.com, the Times Picayune here with Brandon Rachal of Natchitoches Central. Been playing basketball for the Chiefs for forever. Been a part of the state championship, state runner-up. Now you're a junior. What's this season been like so far for some of you guys that are back now after getting so close last year and winning 2 years ago to just kind of get back into it and get back out there?
Oh, well, we're hungry still. We were hungry my freshman year. We were hungry my sophomore year, but came up a little bit short, and now we're even more hungry again. We know that if we get there again this year, it'll probably be Scotty. You know, they're always hungry. They've been there the last 5 years. So we just been working. That's all we talk about, man. It's just winning game by game and just keep building up to reach our goal. And that's just the thing. We're hungry for it. We're working for it, and hopefully we'll get back to it and win it this year.
And you were a freshman when y'all won the state championship 2 years ago. For you as a player, what has been the biggest difference or growth for you as you've continued to get older and gain more experience?
Oh, well, since my freshman year to now, my freshman year I just was like a transition player, you know, lockdown defender and stuff. But now I'm starting to become more of a two-way player where I've been carrying a lot of the scoring load for us and I'm locking down the best players on the team. So it's just kind of trying to get to that Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler type to where you can lock up and make plays on defense and sacrifice your body. But at the same time, when your team needs a basket, you go get one. And that's what I've been coming to lately.
Coach said you're up to like 6'5" right now.
Yeah, 6'5", 6'5 and a half. Might be pushing 6'6".
And he said he's seen you be more physical as you've gotten as you've progressed in your career. How much of that is just getting older? How much of that is being back in football and having to be physical on the football field and that carries over to the basketball field?
Well, yeah, I just look at myself where I have to be physical. Like when you're physical, you don't just win the physical battle, you win the mental battle. When you're beating up on somebody in the game, you know, bumping them around, and you're taking hits and stuff, and you're still finishing, guys will be like, man, you can't do nothing with this dude. So, in playing football, I have a lot to do with it. You know, in the weight room, on the football field, getting tackled. You know, we got one of the toughest districts in Louisiana. So that's something that prepared me for this too, to make me a physical player.
And you played football in the past, but you didn't as a sophomore. What has it been like to try to juggle both of those this school year at a high level? You got some recognition and some postseason honors for the football season, and obviously you've been a guy that people have seen do some good things basketball-wise. What is it like to have to play both at a high level and split that focus a little bit?
Oh, well, it was big for me because, you know, going back to football, you know, it's something else on my workload, so I'm not spending much time in the gym, but on like weekends, things like that, when I had free time after I walked through football practice, I get in the gym, get some shots up. Well, also football practice, I'm running routes, you know, lifting weights, things like that, to kind of keep myself in basketball shape, but also be ready to help my team on the football field.
How has some of the recruiting stuff looked like? You were getting attention already for basketball. How has that gone? And have any schools started to look at you for maybe a wide receiver as well?
Yeah, well, a lot of schools that recruit me for basketball was talking about coming in to play football and basketball now because, you know, I had a pretty exceptional junior year for football. So I'm starting to consider football too as an option, but I'm leaning more towards basketball. But, you know, I have nothing but time, so I'm taking it.
If you were playing one or the other, it'd probably be basketball, but you're open to both, I guess, probably.
Yes. I would not recruit enough football and basketball, but if I had to choose right now, I'm going for just basketball.
Who are some of those schools that you've heard from, particularly recently, maybe recent months or over the summer or anything like that?
For which sport?
For either, really. I mean, who have just been some of the schools, and what have you heard from them in terms of basketball programs saying, we'd love for you to come play basketball, football, we want you to play football? What are the schools that are saying, we'd like you to play both of them?
First, you know, LSU, everybody talks about me going. They call me talking about going to play football and basketball at LSU. Wake Forest, Cal, you know, Kansas State. I just recently heard from UConn not too long ago. And they're just talking about coming in and being a 2-3 hybrid, you know, playing defense, being a scorer, and knocking down shots. Like adding the jump shot to my game this year and adding more of an option so I can be more of a threat. And they just want a go-getter. I come in there and be tough and just play hard and make my teammates happy.
And all those are for both sports, pretty much?
Yes.
Are you a guy that grew up liking LSU? I know up in Northwest Louisiana, you never know if it's going to be still LSU or maybe Arkansas or Texas or something like that.
I always supported LSU. You know, they were the best team in Louisiana in football, but I always been like a Roll Tide type of guy.
Oh. With you being a basketball guy, what was it like to start predominantly, I guess, basketball guy in a lot of people's minds? What was it like to start hearing in LSU football or some of those other football programs? Wake Forest has a prominent football program. Cal, UConn has come up in the last 5 or 10 years or whatnot. To hear those folks say, we'd like you to play this sport too.
Well, it didn't really surprise me because growing up, a lot of people noticed it. Growing up, I wanted to be an NFL player. You know, I was so much bigger than everybody, so things kind of came to me easier on the football field than in basketball at first. Because I was like a center, wasn't really that coordinated and things. Football, I was better at football, but as I got older, I started to get better at basketball as it went. So I started to carry it on out. I started to get attention.
We talked, I guess, a little bit about how football may help in some ways with the physicality of basketball, particularly at a spot like wide receiver where you can go up and get a ball like that. Have you seen basketball and the focus you put on basketball help once you got back out on the football field this fall?
Yes, you know, it helps a lot. Like most sports, like football, gets me like working out with football and doing conditioning thing. Football, it got me more balanced, you know, more athletic, more agile. In the way I maneuver my body in the game, I get a lot of it from the football field, the way I slide, and translate it from basketball. You know, a lot of footwork and stuff. I translate that into football. You know, like I'm going to get a lob in basketball, I go get a ball on the football field.
Fair enough. Brandon Rachal, it's the first time I've seen him since state championship time in basketball, but obviously, as we mentioned, a great football season. That's why they call you Breezy the Great, right?
Yes, sir. Just to do everything.
For NOLA.com, the Tom Speaking and Jared Rosen.